No way you can compress into the QL and do any good, and you could damage the rib around there. So we need to create some space. Lift the top leg up, put it back, move the bottom leg forwards, keep the lower leg out of the way. Now watch here as I drop this leg down towards the couch, the hip lifts. Now we've got a little bit more space. So there's the top of the hip, there's the last rib, so we've got a little bit more space. If we lift this arm up, take it over the top, that lifts the ribs and pulls them forwards through there. So now we've got space. There's the QL there, and it's also there. I mean, it's quite firm. So you need to, so the reason I got the Crayola for you guys is you want to feel and palpate the rib, the hip, there, the line of the hip. Get in and feel, and you'll feel either the 11th or 12th rib, which is just there. Moving across there. So that's my space in there. I want to go directly into the center, there, and there. There's two trigger points, one there and one there. So now I've got enough room that I can go in with my elbow. And I still, my left elbow is my favorite elbow. I think technically I should be going in with this one. I just don't feel as comfortable. I'm going to go in my left, glide in, apply pressure down. So I've just moved those the skin. I've moved the skin out of the way. I'm still where those little things are there. Keep that deep breathing going because I'm going to just land on the QL. There's a little flinch and the leg moved up. I was just behind it. So now I'm going to go into it. Now I'm on it almost perfectly. And deep breathing into that. The deep breathing will stretch and release, stretch and release. You can do a couple of seconds. I don't think you want to be bouncing around on it. So do like a few seconds or a few breaths and then release. And then come back in, compress. It's far more intense than the way you've done it previously. So sometimes I use that little compression when they're lying face down as a kind of assessment as to whether it needs treatment. And then if it does, we'll go into this position and work through. So I've done latissimus. Are you okay there? You all right? It fans across. So probably the QL comes all the way around to where my line is and then comes all the way back here. So I could come a little bit further forwards. Just sense whether there's any tension a bit further forwards. Yeah. And the direction of pressure is almost directly down or into the hip in that position there. That was trigger point number one. Now I'm going to come back a little bit and I can feel a line of tension here. Gather up a little bit of skin. I'm just going to drop down onto the hip there. You alright? Good. Nice
is there like sharp end of your elbow on the trigger point?
Sharp end of the elbow, yeah. Good. And then out. Compress. And release. It's not unrelated to the hip flexors and the glutes, Steph. So you could then go down, change the position, bring this leg up onto here, come down into the hips, and you'll likely get all sorts of goodness in there and in your TFL as well. So it works really well as a kind of QL, hip flexor treatment in the side-like position, but it's really intense. Like doing that followed by all of this, it's like, you need like nice back massage, the middle section of doing all this, and you've got to do both sides, and then you need to finish off somewhere nice, otherwise they're just going to remember all of this agony for like half an hour. So in certain people, they just really like it.